Well, hi there. Happy Halloween. Welcome to the NKG Halloween edition. I guess I better hope that Nicole Kidman's not tuning in today because supposedly she is terrified of butterflies. So I wouldn't want to be scaring anybody today. So hopefully, Nicole Kidman, hope you're not watching out there. But I do want to thank the rest of you for tuning in and watching. I've shared with you before in earlier videos that I love Halloween, one of my favorite. I loved dressing up and going out trick-or-treating. So I waited till today to do a special Halloween edition for you. And of course, what would Halloween be without talking about fears, or better known as phobias? Now, the actual definition for phobia is a persistent, irrational fear. Well, actually, I think most fears are irrational, but nonetheless, I thought it would be interesting to share with you some fears of various celebrities. And of course, I already told you about Nicole Kidman and her fear of butterflies. But I also have two from Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorite movies or series of movies. We have Orlando Bloom, and I understand that Orlando is scared of pigs. Good old barnyard farm animal, pigs. Now, I don't know if he's terrified of eating pork and bacon and stuff, but he's scared of pigs. And his co-star, the fearless leader, Captain Jack, played by Johnny Depp, he is or has expressed a fear of clowns, which really sort of makes me sad because clowns, of course, are devised to be humorous and bring laughter into the world and not fear. But nonetheless, the word is that Johnny Depp is terrified of clowns. Now, tomorrow, I believe it is, we have new movies coming out for this weekend, and one that I do intend to go to see is Las Vegas. And starring in that movie is Robert De Niro. And so I checked him out, and Robert De Niro, Mr. Tough Guy, has a fear of dentists, which I think is quite common. A lot of people share that fear with him of dentists and going to the dentist. Another individual who has a movie coming out tomorrow, I believe it is, Dallas Buyer's Guide, starring Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey has a fear of revolving doors. Now that makes sense to me because he's nothing but a good old Texas country boy. So probably before he went to Hollywood, he never, in the city, he wasn't too familiar with revolving doors, so he's probably afraid of them. I understand that fear. But anyway, and then the man of fear, the man of Hollywood theater fear, Mr. Alfred Hitchcock, probably one of the most fearful movies ever. I know it did a number on me with Psycho, the Norman Bates Hotel or Motel, and that shower scene. If you haven't seen it, which, good Lord, you're one of the two, and what are you waiting on? But I'll never take a shower the same, even today at 57. Never take a shower the same. But Alfred Hitchcock, supposedly terrified of eggs. What a weird thing. Terrified of eggs. But anyway, those are some celebrities and their fears that I wanted to share with you. And then I thought it would be interesting. People are terrified of, a zillion things. I couldn't believe when I Googled phobias and found the list of phobias. I went to Reader's Digest website for this next one, and I just picked a couple that I thought were some unusual phobias to share with you. So one of them was a fear. I thought, since it's autumn and the leaves are turning colors and all of that, I said, is there such a thing as a fear of leaves? Well, yep. There is a fear of leaves, and it's called pholophobia. Yep, pholophobia. And then right along with that is not just being afraid of leaves, but afraid of the entire tree or forest and woods. And that's called holophobia. Holophobia. Then my Catholics, I'm telling you, my mask is bothering me a little bit here. Forgive me here. But Catholics, the word genuflect, not just Catholics, but that's what I think of when I think of the word genuflect. But there is such a thing as a fear of knees. Can you believe that? Fear of knees. And it is appropriately called gynophobia. Now this next one, there's no way I could have this fear. Fear of cheese. Oh my gosh, I want cheese on everything. If you put cheese, mushrooms, or chocolate on it, I'm going to eat it. It's good. But there is such a thing as those people who fear cheese, turophobia. Yep, turophobia. And then this one, another one I couldn't do because my favorite color happens to be yellow. But there are those people that fear the color yellow, and they're known as xanthophobics. Yep, xanthophobics. And then this one, I don't know, fears. I shouldn't condemn anyone for the fears that they have because I have fears and mine are strange too. So, and of course, the whole idea, like I said, of the definition of phobia is an irrational fear. But this is the fear of buttons. Yeah, snaps. Not snaps, but buttons that are on clothing. There's such a group of people that fear buttons. And they are the word for that is kumpunophobia. Kumpunophobia. That's the fear of buttons. And then last, my former students, any of my students watching now, any of you may be in college, I don't know that I'd try this in my English class, but did you know there is such a thing as fear of poetry? They went on to specify they meant metered rhyme, and a person who experiences this is called a metrophobic. Yep, metrophobia, the fear of poetry. So there's some unusual phobias for you and some fears. I thought that was pretty interesting. So the Vine line today dealt with fear, phobias, which of course is appropriate for Halloween. Now I want to go to the NKG Talk to Me segment. If you'll remember, in my last video, I showed you an image of a billboard that was causing quite a controversy in Lubbock, Texas. And on that billboard, they were displaying an image of a tattooed Jesus. And the website was jesustattoo.org. And I asked you to respond to this and give me comments. Now, didn't have any that wanted to write online there, which is fine. I just need comments. But I heard from several of you via email or text or phone call, or just we got together and had conversation. I have to say that among my viewers, there is no controversy. I mean, everybody seemed to be on the same page. For most of my viewers, the comment was, it made me a little bit uncomfortable. And then I have one that said, I was uncomfortable with the image at first because when I think of Jesus, I think of positive words like Savior and Redeemer and hope. But then and this person said that she was discussing it with someone else. And she said, but as we discussed it, the other person said, but Jesus willingly takes on our struggles. He wears them and takes them on for us. And that made that person, stop and think. And so her final comment was, regardless, negative or positive, it does open up conversation for Jesus, and that's always a good thing. And then I had another viewer that shared with me, said, well, seeing this makes me uncomfortable. And I asked her, I said, what about it makes you uncomfortable? And I think she said the best quote. And so I want to quote her. She gave me the best, most concise of what I think and how I feel. And most of my viewers that commented to me think this sums it up well. She said, the picture makes me uncomfortable because it's a picture of our sin that's really displayed on his body. She says, I don't see it as art or expression. I see it as sacrifice. She says, it's hard to see such a realistic view of how much he gave for me. I like that. I see this as the sacrifice, what he really gave for me. And then people say, yes, it's unusual, but it's powerful and it's effective. So there wasn't much controversy among my viewers here. Now, if you feel differently than this, I wish you had shared with me and told me what you thought. But, this is what the consensus was overall with my viewers. Now, for NKG Talk to Me, even though Halloween is just today, we have fears. Fears go on. They aren't just expressed on October 31st. And so I'd like to hear from you, your comments. What is your phobia? What are you afraid of? And I do have a couple of them. One, I've discovered, I didn't know what it was called, didn't know the name of it, but I am an ophidiophobic. Yep, ophidiophobic. Do you know what that is? An ophidiophobic has an irrational fear of snakes. Oh my gosh, that is me. Oh, I can't even go and look at them in the zoo. When they come on TV, I usually turn my head. I can't. I remember in encyclopedias when we used to have hard book encyclopedias and they had the pictures of all the snakes. I couldn't look at them. I really seriously have a fear of snakes. And my other phobia that I have, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I think I am, globophobia. Globophobia. Any idea what that is? I understand that I share this phobia with Oprah Winfrey. Globophobia. It's a fear of balloons. Now, I have to say, I'm not really afraid of balloons because I think they're really festive. I like to see them at parties. They're colorful. I enjoy them. My fear is the popping. And I guess it's, being startled by that. I don't know. It's a serious fear. I hate being around. Oh, God, I hate being around when balloons are being blown up for a party or something. It really, I have to usually go to another room. It really makes me all anxious and sweaty and stuff. So the NKG Talk to Me focus for this video is, what is your phobia? What are you afraid of? Okay? And so speaking of fear, I do hope you'll, share with me and give me comments. But speaking of fear, I want to share with you this poem that I came across. It's titled Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. Listen to it carefully, please. It goes like this. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Isn't that awesome? Why should you fear being the talented, fabulous, gorgeous child of God you were created to be? And not just one of us, but every one of us. So let your light shine. Do not be afraid to be who you are. Ooh, that excites me. That excites me. I think that's wonderful. Go and glorify the Creator. Oh, I love that. Well, okay, that's it for this time. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful, happy Halloween. We're about to start a whole new month, November. Man, let the holiday time begin. So, until the next time, carpe diem and celebrate life.